What's your name?
It's brother.
And you are playing?
Hulk Hogan.
Wow. The weed is good in Miami tonight, obviously.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And once you're done, leave a comment down below and I just might end up responding. Considering how much overproduction goes into the WWE, it's kind of baffling that anything has ever happened that didn't go according to the script. I mean, seriously, the micromanagement in this company is beyond absurd, especially when comparing something like a Dean Ambrose promo to a Jon Moxley promo, yet still, nonsense seeps through the cracks and, you know, maybe someone sneezes on air and it gives Vince a seizure. I don't know. It's a strange company, alright? I'm D Wicked from Watch WWE, and here's 10 WWE moments that weren't supposed to happen. Number 10. Security stops the Gronk. While WWE seemed to run a fairly tight-knit organization, that's WWE, the employees that are actually employed by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Everyone else, though, for example, staff employees working at the arena for security, they don't really know what's going on all the time. They're not under that WWE umbrella. They're not getting the micromanagement from Vince and co. So they aren't going to get all the insight necessary, and occasionally that can cause some detriment to the product. For example, when Gronkowski was set to run interference on Jinder Mahal at the WrestleMania 33 armbar, the old Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The moment might have still ended up alright, it wasn't that huge of a blemish, but not before one poor security guard lady tried to legit stop Gronk and have him thrown out of the arena.
No, Gronk, think twice about this. And here's security trying to get Gronk back into the crowd. Smart move.
Number 9. Kevin Nash tears his quad. Any excuse I can get my hands on to talk about Kevin Nash busting his own body apart, you know damn well I'm taking it first chance possible. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Kevin Nash is a tall, big boy, somewhere in the 7-foot-plus demographic. And those long legs might have carried Nash through a legendary WWF career, but they haven't always held up, you know, the ground below him, as Nash has had more than one instance of walking himself to injury. Let me repeat that sentence. Walking himself into an injury. For example, the clip you're about to see, he might have torn his quad, he might have just blown out his knee. It really doesn't matter. What's important here, guys, is that the injury took place because he took a step forward. Number 8, Vince McMahon tears both quads, and speaking of shredding quadricepticals, who could forget the most legendary moment of one of the most infamous careers in really the world? The 2005 Royal Rumble saw a big match. Johnny Boy Cena battled David Galaxy Guardian Batista to final, only for both men to perfectly fall over the top rope at the literal exact same time. Seriously, they have tried to book this exact kind of finish before, and it has never worked as well as it did when these schlocks did it by mistake. Vince was pissed, and he came down to the ring to try and sort things out, and, well, you know.
He does not look happy, and that's not a shocker.
Number 7, Seth Rollins' fan-riddled entrance. When you're Seth Rollins, it's not just the ladies throwing themselves at you, but also some random nobodies off the side of the street. Seriously, who the hell is this man? And what makes him think he could just come waltzing up to the champ like that? Not long after dethroning Mr. C Nation for his United States Championship, Seth waltzed his own way down the entrance ramp with both the WWE and United States Championships hoisted high on his shoulders, only for some hat in a hat to come make his temporary way down the ring alongside the champ. It just doesn't seem worth the punishment. You walk by Seth Rollins for 3 seconds, then you're in jail. That's not common sense, folks. Don't be stupid.
The strong candidate for worst night ever. Ready to take on the Intercontinental Champion Ryback.
Number 6, another fan runs in, and this time it's during a promo. Hooray. A little over a year after the first unfortunate fan interaction, yet another Seth Rollins fan jumped his way over that barricade, this time making it all the way into the ring to look face to face with 2019's most unpopular Twitter user. Rollins proved his experience though, as this time he actually brought it into the promo by mocking the odd hat wearing chap and asking if that was the Demon King. Very well done, Mr. Rollins.
You've got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Number 5, Shamo almost disarms himself. There's some general rules professional wrestlers usually try to follow, even outside just the ridiculous stipulations of specifically the WWE. Most of these little tips revolve around safety and how to work a match while most possibly keeping you and your opponent both as safe as possible. Now that sounds stupid. and how to work a match while keeping both you and your opponent as safe as possible. One of these tips, in any scenario when you're falling onto the ground body first and possibly even crashing through a foreign object, like maybe a ladder, is to never lead with your arms. Are you insane? Think about yourself. You, right now, imagine you're walking to the fridge and you trip, you fall, and you just leave your arms semi-limp, just hanging there out in front of your body. Not even trying to break your fall, just leaving your arm out in the open. Do you think you're going to be able to eat cereal like normal the next morning? Because I got bad news for you, my friend, and shame-o, you honestly deserve to get your arm broken right about here. Number 4, Batista's fan interaction. We got one more instance of fans making it places they shouldn't be, and this time, instead of a simple barricade hopper or ring slipper we got a kid who managed to get backstage and run the most perfect interference ever seen, not just in WWE, I think of all time. In fact, for a company that's so generally inept when it comes to comedy and writing it themselves, they should just start letting fans behind the scenes more often and running amok, because this was hilarious. The fan catches Batista during one of those dumb pre-match leading into commercials, "Hey, I'm walking to the ring" things, and decided to steal Batista's entrance taunts in front of the animal before immediately hightailing out of there and being followed by a pair of security guards. Batista's reaction is our reaction. What the alright, anyway. No, for real, what the
Batista getting...
Number 3, Jerry Lawler's heart attack. I mean, sort of obvious that something as scary and unpredictable as a heart attack wasn't supposed to happen, but still, the fact that this took place during a live broadcasted Monday Night Raw, still a little bit haunting all 7 years later, despite being used for cheap heat numerous times over the years, and initially by CM Punk the week Lawler made his return to the sidelines. The levity of that moment is never going to go away, especially for me. I watched this when I was 12 and I thought Jerry Lawler was dead. So imagine how the boys in the back, and especially poor Michael Cole sat beside him, felt that night and the following weeks.
Who cares about the number of minutes that somebody was clinically dead? I can give you a number that actually means something.
Number 2, Dean cracks a smile. Rest in peace, Dean Ambrose. He is officially dead. At least to me, and honestly it's a long time coming now, especially considering Dean himself checked out of his last WWE run before it even started. It's no surprise that most of the fans were done with him before he even got the chance to turn heel, and then once he did turn heel, yikes.
Oh my God, I think I know what that is. That's coming from you people.
Despite the shaky time spent pre and post Moxley, we got a handful of classic moments to always look back on. You got his WWE title win, running up the 2016 Royal Rumble, those fantastic matches against Kevin Owens and Triple H in the lead up to WrestleMania 32, even the hot dog cart. It was stupid. It was nonsense. But in my stupid book, I loved it. As long as the front cover of that book is a big fat picture of Dean Ambrose's face, trying not to laugh off as Jake the Snake Roberts puts those middle words in between his name to good use and plops old Damien the Snake right atop Uncle Dino's face. A classic moment for the ages.
Oh! Somebody call PETA! Oh my Lord!
And number 1, The Rock revisits Hulk Hogan. WrestleMania 18 saw one of the most electric clashes in professional wrestling history, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Seriously, this might be the loudest any wrestling crowd has ever gotten and then consistently stayed throughout a wrestling match. So naturally, their encounter 14 years later was just as epic. Well, that would be, of course, if 14 years later, after 2002, didn't land you right smack dab in the era of Hulk Hogan doesn't exist. Despite his racist remarks landing him in temporary "you can't play with the other kids" bin, this didn't stop the fans who loved him from trying. And just like the CM Punk chants prevailed, so did cosplayers dressing and showing up to WWE events as the Hulkster, and let's just say Vinnie Mac wasn't too excited once Rocky got backstage after this one.
What's your name?
It's brother.
And you are playing?
Hulk Hogan.
Wow. The weed is good in Miami tonight, obviously.
And those are 10 WWE moments that weren't supposed to happen. What are your thoughts? Listen on the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and notifications, and that bell.